Section 6. The Climax, the Historical Decision. The exclusion of the Book of Enoch wasn't a single event, but a long, slow process of deciding which books were divinely inspired and which weren't, a process called canonization. A huge factor was that the Book of Enoch was never accepted into the Hebrew Tanakh, which Christians would later call the Old Testament. By the time of Jesus, the core of the Hebrew Bible was largely established, and Enoch simply wasn't in it. Jewish scholars generally viewed the book with suspicion, labeling it pseudepigrapha, a work written under a false name. They believed true divine prophecy had ended centuries earlier, which made a book like Enoch, written much later, ineligible. Early Christians had a more complicated relationship with the book. It was widely read and very influential. In fact, the New Testament's Epistle of Jude makes a fascinating reference that closely parallels a prophecy in the Book of Enoch, attributing it to Enoch the seventh from Adam. Themes from Enoch about judgment and fallen angels also echo in other New Testament writings. However, as the Christian church worked to solidify its own canon, it mostly followed the Jewish precedent for its Old Testament. Church councils, like the Council of Laodicea in the 4th century, began creating official lists of which books should be read in churches, and these lists deliberately left out works like Enoch. Its controversial theology, its graphic supernaturalism, and questions about its authorship made it too problematic to be included. And so, the book was gradually pushed to the side. It was preserved not by the mainstream, but on the fringes. Amazingly, it survived completely intact as a canonical book of scripture in only one place, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, which has considered it part of its Bible from the very beginning. For most of the Western world, the book was lost for centuries, until the full text was brought to Europe from Ethiopia in the 18th century, confirming the ancient whispers of a story that was once considered too dangerous to tell.